Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, these should not have happened. We've got two replays for you today. We're just absolutely crazy. Now, the next replay, there is an AFK, but I still wanted to add it anyway because it is very, very good indeed. Now, the two replays we have the FV301 and we have a T44, but the T44 is using the derp gun, which nobody uses because it's one of the worst guns on that tank in the entire game. But this guy does very, very well in the tank. But first up, we are watching Special Forces 01 driving the FV301. Now, this tank is actually a very, very good tank. It's got a quick reload, and to do big damage in this tank, you have to fire a lot of shots, a hell of a lot of shots, and that is what we're going to see this game here. So he's gone to the middle to try and spot the tanks that are crossing. It is a light tank, it's a very quick tank, so he did get there early, but unfortunately for him, he didn't spot anything crossing, and the red team are pretty much all around this side. They're actually pretty mixed up, and that's pretty much the same as his team. If you look at the mini-map, they are all separated, all spread apart, and it's not really looking too good. You've got the type up there that is very low hit points, and you have this guy next to him. There goes the type 59. You have the M3 Yo that is losing a lot of hit points as well. So that was an unfortunate miss there. As soon as he shoots, the guy moves. So now, I hate these kind of situations where you just don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. Everywhere you seem to go, there seems to be a red tank. So that is what he was doing. He was going this side of the map, and as soon as he gets this side of the map, there are 3 or 4 tanks spotted this side, and it's just like, where do you go? Because if you go right, there is also a few other tanks, and especially when your team is not really doing anything but losing their hit points and dying. And you can see there, the Yo is about to die. There's already 2 tanks gone. He's done pretty much no damage, and at this point you just want to, like, fuck it, I give up. But I always say, do not give up. Never give up. Even if you're a one shot, don't give up, because you never know what is going to happen. And at the minute, it really, really isn't looking good for the green team. It is a 3 versus 7. A 3 versus 7. Yes, this AMX 5100 is pushing him, but again, because of his reload, he can almost take this guy out before he has reloaded all of his magazines. Now, is he going to go for the VK168? He's trying to protect this VK168, and together they do actually clear that guy. So that's 1 tank down at least, but there is still a lot of work to do. Now, this IS-3 isn't the best of players, and he manages somehow to block a shot from behind. Now, if this IS-3 is isolated, he can actually just get around him. As long as he doesn't back up into the building, into the wall, sorry, which he isn't doing, he should be able to clear this guy. And yes, he does take a shot there, but you know, the IS-3 isn't a slow tank, and before you know it, it is now a 2 versus 6. It's gonna be, there we go, a 1 versus 6. What the hell is happening here? Now, he needs to hurry up and take this guy out as soon as possible, because here comes the ISU, and hopefully he does manage to take him out without taking another shot. But here comes 2 tanks, the T32, who's just trying to shoot him there and somehow gets another bounce. So a 1 versus 5, 3.3k damage at the moment. He's already done a remarkable job, but again, he's just chilling. He's not looking at just YOLOing. He wants to take this to the end. He does get a shot from this T32 here, but because of that, he is now able to get 2 shots into him before he has reloaded, and before that IS-3 comes and completely misses his shot. And he's now just going to sit there and just get perma-tracked for now. But he's now reloaded, so he's I love the fact that he's pretty much counting the reload. He knows when that guy's reloaded. And again, is he going to try and bait another shot? Yes, he does exactly that. What is with these IS-3s? Like, what the hell? They have literally just cost them the game at the moment. They could have won. They should have won this game by now. Now, the IS-3 was probably reloaded by now. Surely, for the 3rd time, he's not going to bait a third shot? Yes, he is. Now, also, there is the WZ. He's got 3 tanks all around him at the moment. What the hell is going on? Here comes the WZ. He takes care of him. Not sure what this ISU 152 is doing. I don't know if he's shot and misses his shot. What is the IS-3 doing? Oh my god, what is everybody doing this game? 5,800 damage so far, and yet again, this IS-3 misses his shot, and he will be able to take him out. And it now just leaves 1 tank, which is the Jagdtiger 8.8 from the Joker clan. Not sure if this is the real Joker or not, because it's NA, I'm unable to check their stats or any whatever. But this guy is also full hit points. Now, our guy here, Porces, has already done 6,000 damage. That is a remarkable job for this tank. That is a lot of shots, but this should not have happened. No way. With a minute and a half left on the clock, he's going to use the mobility of the tank to get around, and as you can see, the Jagdtiger has stopped capping. So where is he? And there he is. So we can now see him going the other side. As long as we're not spotted, hopefully he'll be able to get behind him. But with a minute left on the clock and a tank like the Jagdtiger 8.8, it's still going to be a difficult task to get this over the finish line. Now somehow he's still managed to block 710 damage. Now he is going to chase. He's not looking at him, and again he's going to use the mobility to get around. He's trying to go for the track shot there, and as you can see, he's going for that track shot. That is very, very important, and because obviously this guy hasn't got a turret, so getting them tracks, making him use them repair kits, and because of the reload on this thing, he can now just sit here and perma-track this guy, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing he can do. And with 25 seconds left on the clock, he gets the win. What an absolute battle that was. Shouldn't have happened, but it did. And he's going to walk away with 7,400 damage, 6 kills, a Kolobanov Top Gun High Caliber, 1,959 base XP for a tier 8, and what an absolute carry that was. Absolutely loved watching that game. That was amazing. So next up, equally nowhere near as good, actually nowhere near as good, we're going to watch Pin Pom driving the T44 with the 122mm gun. As I said, the first battle, there is going to be an IS-3. What is wrong with IS-3s nowadays? We just had them two, and now we're going to have an IS-3 on the enemy team that will be AFK, which will help him out. But because how close this game is and how much of down to the wire this game come to, I'm still going to include this today, because both of these games really should not have happened, especially using the T44 with this gun. The T44 used to be a great tank. Not so much now. It's kind of been power crept, but using this gun, I don't know why anyone would just voluntarily use this gun. Maybe, I don't know if he's still grinding or not, I don't know, but no one would ever use this gun just because it's fun, because it really isn't. But Pimpon is going to prove me wrong. Pimpon. So they've spotted a couple of medium tanks to the right. He's now going to the left, probably to try and open some tanks, and that isn't a good sight, coming in front of a Tiger 2 and an SU-152. But he does manage to get behind this guy, and he is going to get a bounce there, I believe, from that Tiger 2. But he still needs to be very careful. He's trying to spot these guys. He's trying to keep these guys spotted, maybe for his team, I don't know. No, there's no one really behind him. So he's just waiting maybe to get out of there. He needs to get out of there. And as you can see there, he can't pen anything. With a 16.7 seconds reload for a tier 8 tank, yeah, I mean, even with APCR, he can't pen. The only place he can penetrate that Tiger 2 is that hatch, and he does exactly that. So one tank down a piece at the moment, but of course he has these two tanks. If these two tanks push him, then he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure why he come around this this side of the map. Maybe to get side shots into the guys, or maybe to spot and find an isolated tank. We don't know. But at the moment, 1,100 damage, and he's blocked one shot at 310. This tank's boring when it is this gun. I mean, you're reloading more than you're shooting in the entire game, and it's just boring, absolutely boring. But this guy, he's going to make it fun. So 5 versus 5 at the moment. Again, a 16-second reload in a medium tank. You can't do anything for that 16 seconds. He's just waiting, he's biding his time, and now he is going to get a shot on that Tiger 2. But it is now a 3 versus 5. This Tiger 2 is a one shot because he is using the 122mm gun, but he can't. Oh, hello. Goodbye, IS. Nice little ammo rack from the ISU 152 there. And he does manage to take out that Tiger 2 to bring it now down to a 2 versus 4. There is still another Tiger down there that is full hit points. The T-44 is down there. We have the ISU 152. And of course, we have the AFK IS-3 as well. So 2.2k damage. I'd be happy with that. I really would be happy with that with this gun. But no, he's not finished yet. He's still got plenty of damage left to do. So he's trying to get this shot on the T-44. As you can see, he's trying to just bait the shot. This does have a bouncy turret. It can actually bounce if you're lucky. But you can just see that the penetration really doesn't help. And when you are using the 122mm gun, you will bounce more than you shoot, because the penetration really does suck. But he's also getting these bounces as well. 1500 block damage. This T-44 is now a one shot. Unfortunately, the T-32 pushes him. Not his fault. They are trying to get out the way, but they really need to take care of this T-44. He's the target. He's got the DPM, and he's got the speed as well. Now, he is going to try and get this shot. As we see earlier with the other Tiger 2, face on, you can't really penetrate it unless you go for that hatch. And when the tank's moving, it's not an easy hatch to go for. But we really need to take care of the T-44, and he does just that, bringing it now down to a 2 versus 2. Now, is he going to push? The only thing he can really do here is try to get at the side of this Tiger 2 or behind him. If he gets up to the side, at least he's going to take the attention so the T-32 can get some shots off. And that is exactly what the T-32 just did. He took the attention, so the T-44 was able to take the shot. But now the T-32 is gone. He finds himself on his own against 2 tanks. He's got 4 kills already, but again, as I said, he needs to get behind this guy, and he needs to get just what he's doing here, because the Tiger 2 is a fantastic tank that's about to get better. It's a quick tank for what it is. It's got a good gun, good reload, good armor. So the only thing he can really do to try and get the win here is to get behind him or in front. And at this point, the T-44 still has that mobility, and the Tiger 2 isn't really able to do anything. So 4 kills at the moment, 1500 block damage and 4.4k damage, and he is going to get the kill now, leaving it just 1 tank left alive. And at this point, he isn't aware that the IS-3 is AFK, but considering we haven't seen him all game, no one's trying to cap, I think he knows at this point that there is an IS-3 AFK, and as you can just see there, I think he's AFK affirmative. So I think he knows, and he's going to head straight to that base, or the spawn, sorry. 4.6k damage and only 1 minute 30 left on the clock. Now, when you're a medium tank, that's still quite a lot of time, but when you're a medium tank using this gun, that really is not a lot of time. And you can see here, he can't really, I'm not sure why he's switching to the HE, but he's using, I don't know if he's run out of AP or not, but you can see he's using the APCR, which does less damage. He's trying to get the pen on the HE, but it's not going to happen on a tank like this. Against a tank like that, it really isn't going to happen. Now, this is where this tank sucks. When you do have to use that penetration, you are dropping your DPM. So he only done 300 damage there. You could do 300 damage on the other gun, but you have that reload, that DPM much better. So nice high roll there. He needed that. So with 40 seconds left on the clock, he still even needs 2 high rolls or 3 shots to get this kill. And you could just see the times running. You can see him spamming that button. You can see him spamming the adrenaline there as well. And it's now going to take, because he's using APCR, he's now going to take him 2 shots. 16 seconds per shot. It's going to be very close. Now, 17 seconds on the reload, 16 seconds, but because he's used that adrenaline, it did go down. The reload dropped by a couple of seconds. Now, that couple of seconds was absolutely crucial, but then he decides to go for the ram instead. Absolutely brilliant battle. Very lucky because of that AFK. But still, 6,400 damage on the 122mm gun on the T44. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, 2,000 damage is good enough for that tank. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye.